Greetings, creeps. Welcome back to Season 3 of Hallowscream, radio for haunters, Halloween junkies, and, as ever, the members of the UK Halloween prop making group on Facebook. I have to start this episode on a bit of a sad note. I'm recording this back at the beginning of June. It's taken me a few days to write this, and a few days to kind of get my head around it, but a few days ago, our little group was absolutely shocked and heartbroken to learn of the sudden death of Stuart Granger. Members of the UK Halloween prop making group will know Stuart well. Unfortunately, Stuart passed away on the 30th of May after being in an accident on his way home from work. Stuart was the race stance of our group. He was the heart and soul of the team. He went out of his way to help and guide those that needed it. He was a very kind soul and a friend to many of us. Hell, without him, you wouldn't be listening to me now. I've wanted to give this up a number of times because, honestly, it's so small, no one's going to notice. But each time, Stuart's pushed me to keep it going, just for the fun of it. And I hope that wherever you are, Stuart, you're going to be able to keep on creeping people out come this Halloween. I think I speak for the whole group, and definitely the admin team, when I say we send Tracy and the rest of your family all our thoughts and love. And I know your family and local community will miss you during your favourite time of the year. We miss you, we love you. Stay spooky, my friend. We've got a great show coming up for you today, boils and ghouls. I've made a couple of little changes that I hope you'll notice and enjoy, but for now, I think it's time we just dive straight into haunting inspirations.
Haunting inspirations.
First up for this year's haunting inspirations, we have the Psychotic Circus of Savannah and their 2021 video. If you couldn't guess from the name, these guys have a circus and clown theme, but they then try to do a sub-theme each year to keep things a bit more fresh. For 2021, the sub-theme was 80s classic B-movie, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Honestly, last season I tried to include more haunts that were simpler and haunts that felt achievable to everybody. But this season, I'm putting in a lot of big home haunts to really get those creative juices festering away in our putrid little brains. This nearly 17-minute video gives us a really fun look at the Psychotic Circus. The bottom floor of the owner's house has been transformed into a big walk-through haunt. The front lawn is filled with over 50 animatronic creepy clowns, and the property is decorated with various pieces of circus scenery. The first room is a really funky cotton candy maze, complete with hanging cocoons of past victims, stuck within large chunks of candy floss. Once we escape the cotton candy maze, we come across Shorty from the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, in a space-themed room that blasts an air cannon as you pass through it. There's loads of scare-tastic rooms in this haunt, including rooms themed after standout scenes from the Killer Clowns movie, and a squeeze room made with 2 large inflatable walls. The best part of this video is that you get a quick few minutes tour and then a good 15 minutes of reactions and scares. If you want some inspiration for a really out there haunt idea, then this is one for you. Next up, we have the Creep In experience from Grimwood Hollow at the Grimwood Hollow Yard Haunt. A bit longer, at 24 minutes, this whole video is a complete walkthrough of the haunt, gives a really nice detailed view of the props and scenery. There's a ton of ghoulish inspiration to be had here. The first 5 minutes or so is kind of a look at the entrance and a really close look at the small cemetery that starts the walkthrough. The video really starts about 6 minutes in, and continues with really up close and detailed views of the props. I know our very own James McClarty will be a big fan of this one, as it's filled with a ton of little pumpkin ghouls, something I know he's pretty fond of. Grimwood Hollow is easily one of the best haunts you'll find for inspiration. It's filled with a ton of creepy and amazing props, most of which are homemade. The best part is that if any of these gruesome Halloween ghouls take your fancy, the Grimwood Hollow channel has a hearse load of tutorial videos that show you how to build your own versions of their props. I can't encourage watching this enough. It shows the amazing way our haunts can look, and it's pretty much the definition of a haunting inspiration. Lastly for this week, we return to the Epic Home Haunts channel, and a video that takes a look at Corona Haunt's Tales of Halloween Home Haunt. This haunt is amazing for their scenery work. My favourite part of this haunt is a cemetery scene that has an amazing night sky created in the background, including a really impressive glowing moon looming above it all. We spend a good 5 minutes walking around this one, and it really is a great one for scenery and set decoration. There's a decent variety here too, including a cave scene that gives you a good look on how you can recreate rocky caves or a rock wall with just brown parcel paper. The final area is pumpkin themed, and there's a pretty cool moving prop right at the end which would be fun to recreate. I will say, the scares on this walkthrough video are not very impactful. The actors don't seem to do a huge amount, and the costumes are a little bit lacking when you compare them to the amazing haunt that they're part of. So go into this video knowing that you're looking for the amazing scenery work and not necessarily the acting. So then, kiddies, I hope this season's first edition has helped get the cogs turning inside that Frankenstein brain of yours. Be sure to tune in next week for more haunting inspirations. Haunt tips. For our return to haunt tips, we're today going to take a look at corpsing. Corpsing is basically when you take your plastic skeleton or similar and turn it into a gory looking corpse. There's several ways of doing this. Some involve latex, some involve layers of cheesecloth and the like, but today I'm just going to talk about a really simple yet really effective method for corpsing your props. And all you're going to need to begin with is your prop, a heat gun and some plastic, be that plastic sheeting or cling film. You can even get away with using the clear recycling bags that you get from the supermarket. Really, you want a heat gun, and you can pick them up for a relatively good price these days, but if you can't get hold of a heat gun, you may be able to do this with a hairdryer. But 3 things that are worth keeping in mind. Number 1, a noisy hairdryer gets really annoying really quickly. Number 2, you'll need to keep taking breaks so that you don't overheat the hairdryer. And number 3, it may not get as hot as a heat gun, so you may not get quite as much detail as you'd like. Starting with our prop, we're going to wrap a few layers of plastic around the area that we're working on, and then we're going to take the heat gun and run it over the plastic so that it starts to melt and take the shape over the skeleton or whatever prop you're working on. Be careful not to get too close with the heat gun or spend too much time pointing it in one spot. particularly if you're working on a plastic prop, because if you're not careful, you'll melt and damage your prop. Build up the layers of plastic to the level that you want and give it a minute to cool. Then cover the corpse prop in a wood stain and use your heat gun to help it dry and to form to your prop a little bit more. Now we can start detailing the prop by adding different colour stains or brushing paint to your heart's content. There's a ton of corpsing videos on YouTube if you did want a visual aid, or you can check out the UK Halloween prop building group if you're a member, as there's awesome examples to be found there. I know we've got plenty of helpful members that will be more than happy to advise. Once you've corpsed a couple of props and you've got the hang of it, you can experiment a little with the plastic. You can form extra bits of gore, and if you wanted, you can add things like an eyeball or other guts and stuff to your props, as well as many other bits of detailing. Whatever you can come up with in that twisted little haunted brain of yours. And that's it for this season's first edition of Haunt Tips. Kinda turned into a tutorial really, but there you go. Next week we'll be taking a look at using a heat gun again, as we take a look at making milk jug skulls. So if that sounds like something you want to have a go at, be sure to come back next week for more Haunt Tips.
Wretched with you.
Hello boils and ghouls. I hope you have your candy corn ready as we return to the Scream Room for this episode's Wretched review. To start off this season, we've picked an anthology series suitable for all the family, as we take a look at Just Beyond.
It looks like it's going to be another beautiful day.
Are you crazy? You can't bring wands to school. Bye.
The young mind's a sponge. We just give them a little squeeze.
We have a visitor.
Can she see us?
These girls had no regard for the rules.
I don't quite feel like myself.
Trust no one.
Were we cursed?
We're not cursed. We're just different.
We are going to have such a wonderful time together. Yay!
Just Beyond. Original series streaming October 13th on Disney+.
Made by Disney Plus and from the mind of R.L. Stine, Just Beyond is an anthology story of 8 spooktacular episodes with some surprising castings. The first episode, for example, is centered around 14-year-old Veronica, played by McKenna Grace of Ghostbusters Afterlife fame, as she escapes from a brainwashing boarding school. The episode is in some ways a clever look at how our parents can selfishly try to keep teenagers young and innocent as they grow and learn who they really are. Though a line from a fellow boarding school escapee, Claire, brilliantly sums up the situation when she says, "They say they're sending us here because they say we're acting out, or that we're troubled. I think they send us here because they're actually scared. They see us changing and growing up. We stop hugging them, talking to them, listening to them. Now I don't even know who I am anymore." The season has a good mix of stories, with episode 2 changing things up with an alien story. It even has a small appearance from Henry Thomas, famous as E.T.'s Elliot, or more recently for his roles in things like The Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor. Most of the stories are kind of growing up stories, and usually have something to do with the parents just as much as they do with the young teens that feature in each episode. Overall, the best stories are those which don't merely entertain us, but point out the flaws within us all that are worth correcting. Just Beyond does this in spades, and remains true to its title. Not only do these stories depict family, growth and identity beyond what we think scary should look like, they go beyond the boundaries of traditional horror fiction. There's humour, colour and lessons that reflect how we as a society treat our developing teens. The trailer does a really good job at making Just Beyond seem a bit scarier than it truly is, and though written by R.L. Stine, there is a bit of Disneyfication to Just Beyond. It's not necessarily as intense, sinister or outright scary as some of those old Goosebumps series episodes, but it's still plenty enjoyable. I watched it with my kids and we all really enjoyed it. For the grown-ups, there are some actors that you'll definitely notice from other more mature horrors, and looking out for them becomes a fun little part of the show itself. There's been murmurings of a season 2 for this Halloween, but Disney hasn't said anything official yet, though Disney Plus Day is coming up soon, and it could be announced then. So to summarise, Just Beyond has a tangle of frightful and relaxing stories, mixed nicely together with a little humour, spiced up with important lessons that will leave you thinking. And if you've got kids, I definitely recommend giving it a try. If you don't have kids, it's probably worth a watch anyway, if not just for all those cameos. But just bear in mind, it's meant for young people, so don't expect to be hiding behind your sofas or leaving the lights on at the end of the night. Just Beyond is a fun, more light-hearted start to your Halloween season, and is probably best enjoyed as a family. Be sure to return to the Amphi Theatre next week, where we'll be watching Scream 5 on the Wretched Review. Welcome back to Props for Props, Haunt Fiends. In this segment, I dig up my favourite monstrous builds from the UK Halloween prop making group, and give the prop and their builder the recognition or props they rightly deserve. This year, there's already a ton of great monstrous builds for me to choose from. I get it, you've upped the game, stop making it so hard for me to pick. That being said, I've got to start off this season by giving props to Leanne Stoneham and her Kraken tentacles. They look fantastic, and I can imagine they'll be a big talking point for your visitors come All Hallows Eve. If you've not seen them already, dig through the group posts in UK Halloween prop making group, and they will reach out and grab you. Leanne built her 4 terrifying tentacles by using sweet tubs from last Halloween. How many sweets did you have to give out to get that many tubs? It's a lot. She duct taped the tubs together and created the ends with bottles and tin foil, before weighing the tentacles down with bricks and wrapping it all up in masking tape and 2 layers of paper mache, before painting and adding the Kraken's suckers. One awesome and creative use of last year's recycling. Seriously, well done, Leanne. These look phenomenal, and I'm sure once the rest of your builds are complete, they'll look even better come Halloween night. What an amazing start to this season's Props for Props. I look forward to seeing what comes from your deranged haunted minds in next week's episode.
Terrifying tutorials.
To kick terrifying tutorials off for this season, I wanted to take a look at a bunch of tutorials all using the same, very versatile item. Wooden shipping pallets. I'm particularly fond of using wooden pallets. You can completely pull them apart and rebuild them into something completely different. You can build walls with them, you can alter them just a little to suit whatever you need, you can alter them a lot, or, as you'll see with one of this week's tutorials, you can just leave them completely unchanged. So now my twisted little haunt fiends, let's take a look at 5 terrifying tutorials. To start off, we're looking at a video from Mark Doring on YouTube. This 4 and a bit minute video shows you how to build a raised zombie pit very easily, and not in much time at all. Mark does a lot of DIY prop videos and always gives us easy instructions to follow, without any of the BS. The great thing with these zombie pits is just how versatile they are. Once you've built the initial frame that Mark shows you in this video, Mark puts in a groundbreaker zombie, but at this point you can put in whatever you like. Zombie pits are really easy but effective props to make. I've included a second link in the description to a video from Wanda Evie, so you can really see the versatility of the zombie pit prop. This one doesn't have the frame either, and is probably the easiest version of this prop to build, so be sure to check that one out too. Next up we'll be following a video from the channel TV Tower, which shows you how to turn a few pallets into a whole coffin. This one's a little more involved in terms of the work you need to do, but it's still a build that's doable in under a day. This is a really easy video to follow. There's no talking in this one, but the instructions and pacing are really good. All in all, this video comes in at a little over 4 minutes. TV Tower runs through how to dismantle the pallets and then labels the different slats by size before starting the build, something I wish I'd done in the past when I've been working on pallets. The end product looks really great, and if you've got access to pallets, this is a great prop to build, and while it's not in the tutorial, if you're a dab hand with motors and electronics, I see no reason you couldn't make this a moving animatronic prop too. For our third tutorial, we look at a video from the Do-It-Yourself world, where they show us how to build picket fences from pallets. These work perfectly for graveyard scenes, and while this wasn't the tutorial I followed, this is exactly how I've built my own cemetery fencing. This is again an easy video to follow along with. It's a 9.5 minute video, but in all honesty, you only need to watch the first 5 minutes to build these. The second half of this video is more about staking the completed panels into the ground. Personally, making fences this way is perfect for me, as my haunt goes mostly on top of a tarmac driveway, and these fence panels happily stand up on the surface without the need for staking them into the ground. Again, personal favourite of mine, and well worth a watch if you need a simple and relatively quick way to build yourself some fencing. Now we have a near 15 minute video from Beyond 1031, showing us how to build walls from pallets for our home haunts. This video is nice and easy to keep up with, though it's worth noting you're going to need several pallets and all the necessary tools to build this one. There's a good amount of time spent on showing you how to build the walls with plenty of strong support. Definitely worth a watch if you're working on structures for your haunt. Last up, we have 2 Elm builds, showing us how to build pallet wood tombstones. This nearly 12 minute tutorial shows you the basics on making tombstones from pieces of pallet wood, but in all honesty, once you've watched the basics of this how-to, you'll pretty much be set to go and make wooden tombstones any which way you want. I'm going to be making some of these myself over the next few weeks, just to add a bit of variety to my haunt and the tombstones that I already have. This tutorial goes through the whole process, including designing your tombstones with a pointed bottom section to help them sit in the ground, and decoration of the tombstones. Well worth a watch if it's a project you want to work on. So there you go, Haunters. That's 5 videos that will hopefully help you and your haunt in some way, shape or form. As with last season, links to all of these tutorials will be in the description. If you do click and watch these tutorials, then please be sure to like and subscribe to the people behind them. It's important we give them the respect they deserve. Be sure to come back next week when we'll be sharing even more terrifying tutorials. Welcome to this new segment, my haunt fiends. In this currently unnamed segment, we will be listening to classic horror audio plays. Today we'll be starting with a classic from BBC's Radio 4 on their old Fear on 4 segment. Today's radio play, The Snowman Killing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Man in Black saying, welcome to my open house of horror, which brings me to number 12A Maple Drive. A nice house. 3 bedrooms, through lounge, fitted kitchen, garage, bit of a garden, front and back, yes. A nice house. But it has a history that has led to a for sale sign being placed outside, a history you do well to know before you think of buying. The Snowman Killing.
I'm cold. So cold. I'm cold. So cold.
Let's build a snowman.
A snowman?
Yes, we'll build him on the lawn.
I don't want to build a snowman.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't want to.
Don't be silly.
They're scary.
They're not. They're fun.
I don't want to.
You do want to.
I don't.
Yes, you do want to.
Please, Colin,
yes, you
don't
do.
make
We're
me.
going to make a snowman, aren't we?
Don't make me. Please, don't make me.
We can make him by the bird table. He can scare the birds. Yes, that's it. He can scare the birds.
I don't want to.
Come on, it'll be fun, I tell you. Fun.
I don't want to. Wait for me.
Mummy, can I play outside?
Oh, it's horribly cold, darling.
I'm bored.
Well, go and play with your tank. You had a nice new tank from Auntie Joan. You've not played with it at all.
Don't want to.
Well, then grab that cloth and help me dry up.
I'm not that bored.
Where's Alex?
I don't know, playing or reading. He's always reading.
He likes reading, darling.
He's a baby. He's wet. He never wants to do anything.
You mustn't bully him. We're all different. We all like doing different things. Just because he doesn't like doing the things you like doing doesn't mean to say he's a baby.
He's a baby. If it really, really, really snows, then I'm going to build a snowman.
Are you now?
A big one. As big as me.
Well, you won't make one this afternoon, that's for sure.
Look at that, Mummy.
Look at what, darling?
The snowman, Mummy.
Snowman? What are you talking about?
Can't you see it, Mummy?
Colin, your imagination, you're as bad as Alex.
The snowman, Mummy. Can't you see the snowman? At least look, Mummy. Come here and look.
What for? There isn't a snowman. You've just been talking about building a snowman.
But you must see him, Mummy. You must. He's on the lawn. Look. He's on the lawn. Just by the bird table. Look. Just there. Look. You can see him.
I suppose you'll never be satisfied until I do look. Now, let's see, shall we?
He's just there. Look. Just there. You must be able to see him, Mummy.
There's no snowman on the lawn. You shouldn't tell fibs.
You saw him, didn't you, Mummy? Right by the bird table. He's scaring the birds.
You watch too much television. You do not stop playing.
I'm not playing.
No, for the last time, there is no snowman. The snow is too light for a snowman. No, where's your brother?
Asleep.
What? I thought you said he was...
He's sleeping. He's cold. Cold as ice.
That laugh of yours, don't know where you get it from. Now let's see where he is. Alex? Alex? Alex, darling. Darling. Oh, God. You're so cold. Oh, my God.
Told you. Cold as ice. Cold as ice.
Oh, no, shut up. Alex, darling, what's wrong with you?
I'm cold. So cold. He's only playing.
Alex, wake up, darling. Come on, it's Mummy.
Mummy?
Oh, thank God.
He's only playing. I said he's only playing.
Colin, go upstairs.
Oh, Mummy.
Go upstairs and go upstairs now, at once.
I haven't done anything.
Oh, are you all right, Alex? You all right now?
I dreamt. I was dreaming. I didn't like it, Mummy. I didn't like it.
It's all right now. It's all right now. Shh. You're awake now.
I had spilled a snowman, and he fell on top of me, and I was cold. Cold as ice.
It's all right now. You're okay now.
He didn't have any eyes. Oh, Mummy.
Oh, no, all right. Shh.
I don't want to build a snowman, Mummy. I don't want to.
No one's going to make you build anything, darling. No, you won't have to do anything you don't want to.
Promise?
Yes, I promise. No. It was only a silly dream, anyway, and only a dream, and dreams don't mean anything, and they can't hurt you, okay?
It says the snow will continue. Might thicken up tomorrow.
The
snow looks like it will continue.
Oh. Alex had that dream again today.
What dream?
What dream? The same dream he's been having on and off for years. The one about the snowman.
Oh, that.
He's had it twice since we moved. Twice. Before we moved, he hadn't had it for 2 or 3 years.
Stress of moving, Anne. Moving's a stressful time.
Thing was, Colin said he saw a snowman.
Colin? I thought you said it was Alex.
Yes, but before that, it was Colin that said he saw a snowman. He kept on, and then he said that Alex was asleep. So I went to find him, and he was in here in front of the fire, asleep, dreaming that dreadful dream. Henry, he was freezing.
In front of the fire? Freezing?
Not just freezing, I mean cold, really cold, chilled, like ice. And he was white.
He'd probably been outside.
He hadn't. I know he hadn't. He was so cold. Henry, you must believe me. When I first saw him lying there, I thought...
You thought what?
I thought he was so white and still. He was so still, I didn't know what to think. And Colin had been saying these stupid things.
What things?
Oh, about the snowman, and I was frightened. I don't like that dream. It scares me. And seeing him there, it was like seeing a ghost. This house, the whole place, it just gets on my nerves. You don't know what it's like. The whole place is claustrophobic. It comes in on you.
Anne, look, ever since we moved, you've been preoccupied about the twins or the house or both. We must have had this conversation, or if not this particular conversation, then one like it. You've been going on about this sort of thing for weeks, and frankly, I'm rather fed up with it. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Look, I've said before, you should get out more. Tell you what, I'll leave the car tomorrow, and you go and do some shopping. Buy yourself a new dress. Mrs. Macpherson will look after the boys. That'll cheer you up.
I don't like it here.
Anne.
I don't like it. This house gives me the creeps. I don't know why I had to move in the first place.
We moved because A, it meant I didn't have to commute, B, it's a bigger, better house, C, it was a very reasonable price, and D, house prices here are set to go through the roof. Not to mention there's a good school for the twins.
All right for you. You don't live here.
What do you mean, don't live
Well,
here?
not really, no. Oh, Henry. This house shouldn't just be a hotel for you. It should be a home. For all of us.
Anne, when I've got there, got ahead, got the car, when paying for the mortgage isn't such a struggle, then I'll have more time to...
Yes. Then you'll be able to spend more time at home.
Look, I really have to go through those figures. Jenkins asked me specifically. Look, maybe tomorrow...
It's all right, go on up. I'll wash up and watch a bit of television, maybe do some ironing. I'll keep myself occupied. Don't you worry.
Get out more. That's what you should do. Get out more.
I don't like snowmen.
We'll
Don't
build
make
it
me do
here.
it.
Right here.
No.
Right near the bird table. He can scare the birds.
It's cold. I don't want to. It's cold.
Right. We'll start with a snowball. A big, big snowball.
Mummy! What is it now, Colin?
He's back.
What?
The snowman's back.
What did you say?
He's back. The snowman's back.
Now, don't be silly.
He is. I can see him on the lawn.
The snow's gone. There is no snow.
You can't see him from here. He's on the
Now, for the
lawn.
last time.
Can I go and play with him?
There isn't a snowman. There never was a snowman.
Can I, Mum? Can I?
Can
please?
you what?
Go and play with him. The snowman. Can I, Mum? Can I please?
Now, come with me. Come on. Now, look. Look out there, Colin. There's just the lawn and the drive and the shed and the fence. Nothing more. No snowman. Nothing. It's not even snowing now.
There is a snowman. I can see the snowman.
Stop playing games. I don't like it.
I'm not playing. He's there. Alex has been playing with him.
What?
Alex. And now he's asleep.
Sleep?
He played with the snowman and now he's asleep.
What are you talking about? Where is he?
He's cold again, like yesterday.
Where is he? Colin, where is Alex?
Cold as ice.
Colin, where is...
Cold as ice and white as snow.
Colin, where is Alex?
Mummy, you're
Now
hurting.
just tell me where he is. Tell Mummy where he is.
That hurt.
Is he upstairs? Is he in your bedroom?
You hurt me.
All right, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to. Just don't. Now listen. Where is Alex? Just tell Mummy where he is.
I told you he played with the snowman, and now...
Is he outside? Is that what you're saying? Is he outside?
Might be.
Where exactly?
With the snowman.
Colin, you will answer me properly. You will tell Mummy exactly where he is, and you will tell Mummy now. Colin.
He's asleep. Cold as ice. Cold as ice.
Colin!
He's in the shed, Mummy. In the shed.
Alex. Alex, darling. Oh, God. Oh, you're so cold. So cold. Wake up. Come on, wake up, darling. Come on, this is Mummy.
I told you, Mummy. I told you you've been playing with the snowman.
Colin, I told you, stay in the house. Get back in the house.
He's only playing. He's only
Back in
playing.
the house.
He's only playing.
Oh, Alex, you're so cold. Here, come on now. I'll get you back to the house, get you warm.
I was dreaming again, Mummy. I was dreaming.
Shh.
It's cold, Mummy. It's cold.
It's all right, darling. We're going inside now. We'll get you warmer soon.
So cold.
It's just a stupid dream, darling. That's all. It's just a stupid dream.
It's not a dream, Mummy. The snowman's here.
Now, don't be silly. Come on, now, look at me, darling.
He's right there. I can see
No,
him.
you can't see anyone, darling. You can't see anything. Just stop staring, will you?
He's behind you, Mummy. And he wants his eyes. He wants his eyes.
Don't be stupid now.
Run, Mummy. He's coming.
No, don't be silly now. Come on, it's just your dream. That's all. It's nothing.
Don't let him get me, Mummy. Don't let him get me.
Oh, God.
Henry Makepeace?
Henry, it's happened again.
Ah, look, I'm in the middle of
The dream happened again. Alex was in the shed as cold as anything, and his neck. I thought his neck had been broken.
What?
It looked all wrong and twisted.
Is he all right now?
Henry, I don't like it. It's creepy. There's something creepy going on. Sinister.
Is he all right now? What happened to him? Was he hurt?
Can you come home?
Ah, no.
Please. I don't want to be here alone.
Look, I can't come home. It's impossible. I'm up to my eyes.
Please. Henry, I'm frightened.
I can't, I tell you. Look, the boys are okay now, aren't they?
Well,
Aren't they?
Well, they seem all right.
this is what you do. You get Mrs. Macpherson to come in for a couple of hours to look after them, and you take the car. Remember, I left you the car, and go into town, get yourself a new dress. Nothing too pricey, but something nice.
Treat me like a child. You always do this whenever I ring at work. I can just imagine you sitting there lifting your eyebrows towards the other men in the office. That silly wife's got herself into a state again.
Look, buy yourself a complete wardrobe if you like,
Or what?
or go and see a doctor. Get yourself some tranquilizers or something. You have to do something, Anne. Sort yourself out. Hello?
Yes.
When I get home this evening, we'll talk the whole thing through, all right? I mean, really talk it through.
There is something going on, something I don't understand. Henry, you must believe me. I am not going mad or anything. There is something going on.
Nothing's going on. It's all in your imagination. Look, what you have to do is to get it into perspective. That's why you should get out. Give yourself a break. Look, I've got to go. Do you promise to do as I said? Go into town. Promise? You can spend as much as you like. Go on, Anne. You know you need a break. And you know what I'm saying makes sense.
Yes, all right. I'll go into town.
Good. You'll feel all the better for it. Believe me. All the better.
There. Can we go in now? No, I've told you. Now we need another snowball for his head. A small one. When does Mummy get back? She's not back for ages. Ages. Are you going to make his head or not? Or shall I use yours?
You wouldn't. Don't be silly. You couldn't.
I could twist it until it came off and then put it on top.
You couldn't.
Round and round it'd go, and then it'd break.
Don't.
Round and round. Snap.
Please don't. You couldn't anyway.
Oh, yes, I could. Now, you're going to make his head, or do you want me to try?
I still can't believe it. Well, I suppose we were bound to bump into each other sooner or later, but I am glad it's sooner.
Oh, yes, me too. God, how long's it been?
Well, it must be about 7 years.
Oh, so how's married life?
Oh, you know, okay. Boring at times, but then, well.
Oh. How about the children?
Oh, still just the twins. They're 11 now.
God, are they really?
Yes. Well, and you?
Oh, no ring yet.
Did you get the... Oh.
You first.
All right. Are you still with the paper?
Oh, yeah, still there. But now I'm a fully qualified local journalist, covering weddings, staff dances, vicars running off with milkmen's wives, you know, all the usual sort of stuff.
Well, nothing juicy.
Oh, no, not for years. You had plans to write sometime, didn't you?
Oh, yes. But that was before.
Before?
Well, what do you think? Marriage and children and... You know, one's life just sort of fills up with things. There's never a dull moment.
What's wrong, Anne?
Nothing. Just an overactive imagination, that's all.
What about? Not Henry, surely.
Oh, no, not Henry.
You don't sound all that convinced.
Oh, Henry has his good points. He's got lots of good points. He's just very determined to follow the yuppie trend. Oh. So determined he doesn't have much time for anything else and just gets me down sometimes. I mean, I am actually in town to buy myself a dress or even a complete wardrobe if I wanted to cheer myself up, to give me a fresh perspective on things. Henry's idea. Everything can be solved with money.
A fresh perspective on what?
Oh, no, nothing you can put your finger on. Well, I don't really like the new house we've got.
Where is it exactly? Maybe I know it.
It's on one of these anonymous estates out at Knollwater. You know, the kind of thing. One part is all named after admirals, you know, Nelson Avenue, Hood Close, and another bit is all writers. Dickens Way.
Oh, Thackeray Drive.
Shakespeare Road.
Conan Doyle Boulevard.
There's a Jane Austen cul-de-sac.
Jeffrey Archer Lane.
Oh, God, no, nothing so modern.
So, which one are you in? The admirals or the writers?
No, neither. Trees.
Trees?
It's Maple Drive.
Maple Drive?
Yeah, why do you say it like that?
Oh, a name from the past, that's all.
Go on.
Well, 5 or 6 years ago, I was sent to write something about Maple Drive. A very sad story, very sad.
What?
There was a family lived there when the estate was first built. I think they were called the Osbornes. Yes, that's it. Mr. and Mrs. Osborne. An ordinary family, the typical nuclear family. Mom, Dad, 2 sons, aged, 10 or 11. Twins, as it happened. Oh, look, maybe I shouldn't be...
Twins?
Well, it's just a coincidence.
What happened?
God, I'm surprised you haven't found out about this before. I'm really surprised.
Just tell me, please, what happened?
All right. There was an accident. The boys were outside in the garden playing in the snow, and one of them got hurt, badly hurt. In fact, it was fatal.
How hurt? How did it happen?
Oh, look, steady on, love. This was a long time ago.
It's important. It's important. How did it happen?
Well, remember, you asked me. His neck got broken. He fell over something, and his neck got twisted. It was very sad, but the reason why we got interested in it, the papers, why I remember it so well, the other boy panicked. He thought it was his fault, you see, and he panicked. So he built a snowman.
A snowman?
Yes, with the body, his brother's body, to hide it. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but it was a bit macabre, and it made a good copy, so of course we got interested. God, I hadn't realised until then how cynical the press can be.
Where did this take place?
I told you, in the garden.
No, what number? What number was the house?
Oh,
Please, Helen, what number?
13.
You sure? You sure it wasn't 12 or 12A?
Quite sure. I remember it gave me the title of the piece. Unlucky 13. It was number 13, all right.
There isn't a 13 now. It goes 11, 12, 12A, and 14. They must have changed the number. They changed it from 13 to 12A.
No, steady on, Anne.
Probably to help sell it. I bet they moved straight up.
Yes, I think they did. Anne, listen. Look, Anne, listen to me. Look, it's a long time ago. It's all in the past. It doesn't mean anything now. Here and now, it doesn't mean anything. Anne, what are you looking at? You look like you've seen a ghost.
How long has it been snowing?
It started before I came in, I think. 2 or 3 hours. Looks like it's settling, too. I should be careful if you've got to drive home.
I have to make a call. I must make a call. Where are the phones here? Do you know where the phones are?
Now, let's make his mouth. Then he'll be able to talk to you. Be able to tell things to you.
Hello, Mrs. McPherson. It's Mrs. Makepeace.
Oh, hello, dear.
How are the boys?
Sorry, dear, what did you say?
How are the twins, Colin and Alex? How are they?
Oh, they're fine, my dear, quite fine.
God.
They're enjoying the snow.
What?
They're outside enjoying the snow.
I thought I told you not to...
I made them wrap up well and wear their Wellington boots.
I thought I told you not to let them outside. I told you strictly not to let them outside.
Yes, but it's when it started snowing, it's different, isn't it? It's not every day we get snow like this. You must watch out when you drive back. It's really quite thick settling.
Where are the boys now? Can you see the boys now?
Yes, I can see them. On the lawn, that's where they are.
Both of them?
No, not both of them, just one of them. I can never really tell which one it is at this distance.
And what's he doing?
I think it's Colin, though. I think it was him that had the red woolly hat on. Or was it Alex? No, one had a green hat, I think, and the other one had a red.
What is he doing? Mrs. McPherson, please. Just tell me what he's doing.
Building a snowman, of course. What else would a boy like that do in the snow?
Good. There. A nice big grin. Alex, I want your hat. I want your hat for the snowman.
No, I'll get cold.
Come on, give it over. Or do I have to take it from you?
Hurry up. All these lights.
For God's sake, Anne, just calm down.
I didn't ask you to come.
Sorry, look, just take it easy. Traffic lights are like kettles. They never change if you watch them.
Oh,
Find out!
God! Oh, God. I never saw him. I never even saw him.
Look, Anne, what are you scared of? Is it something I said? Something about what happened before? You've got to tell me, please.
I can't. I daren't tell you.
Well, try me.
Later, maybe, but not now. I've just got to get home, okay?
I'm getting cold, Cole. I'm getting cold.
No, you're not. Now he needs something for his eyes.
No.
Oh, yes. He's got to be able to see you, hasn't he?
I don't want him to have eyes. I want to go indoors.
You can't, you baby.
I'm frightened. When does Mummy get home?
Not for hours and hours yet. I know. We'll use coal. That's black. Go and get some coal.
I don't want him to be able to see me.
Go and get me some coal. then he'd be a real snowman. A real snowman. Then he'd be able to see you.
Can you see them? Can you see the boys? Oh, they're probably on the lawn. There should be two of them on the lawn.
Slow down a bit, will
Can you see them? You should be able to see them.
I can't see anything, it's the snow.
No, there they are.
Mind out, we're sliding. Oh God, we're gonna hit them.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Alex, look out.
turn the wheel, left a bit.
Left. Alex!
Mummy, you nearly hit me.
Oh, darling. I thought I'd hit you. Oh, darling. I'm sorry. I thought I'd
You
hit
didn't hit me, Mummy. You hit the snowman.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Are you all right, Mummy?
Yes. Oh, yes, I'm fine now. Oh, give me a hug. Come on. Oh.
Anne.
Oh, God. You'll think I'm really stupid, but I was thinking the snowman.
What, Mummy?
Oh, never mind. Just stupid, irrational fears, that's all. I was building it all up in my mind, some sort of great evil force, but now I've destroyed it. And everything's all right now. Oh, God. Where's Colin?
Col? Oh, he's asleep.
Asleep? What do you mean, darling? Where is he?
He's all right. He's just sleeping.
Anne, I think you'd better come over here.
Where, darling? Tell me where he is.
I didn't do anything. It was the snowman.
It was curious the way the snowman had shattered. The scattered pieces remained somehow connected. The trunk, the legs, the arms, the head.
Oh, no. Please, God, no.
All in proportion, all of a size. A small boy's size. From the end of one leg, one white leg, protruding quite naturally, seeming so normal there, that at first she didn't notice what it was a foot, a human foot. And from the head, the shattered, flaking head, the head that was set at a curious, awkward angle to the rest of the body, she could see the eyes. Not black pieces of coal, but blue, staring, human, and dead.
I told you he wanted his eyes, Mummy.
Thinking of moving? Well, as I said earlier, 12A Maple Drive is up for sale. A nice house. 3 bedrooms, through lounge, fitted kitchen, garage, bit of a garden, front and back, yes. Bit of a garden, front and back. It's a snip at the price, I'm told. In fact, they're so keen to sell, they might even be open to offers. Imelda Staunton played Anne, and Brian Hewlett her husband Henry. Alistair White was Colin, and Alkis Constantouris was Alex. Eva Stewart played Mrs. Macpherson. J.C.W. Brooke wrote the story, and Martin Jenkins was the director. My name is Edward de Souza, the Man in Black. And until the same time next week, I too, like the garden snowman, must melt away.
So, boils and ghouls, you've managed to make it to the end of our season opener. Well done. This episode is a little shorter than what I was planning for the rest of the season. got a couple of new segments, the radio play that you've already heard, and there should have been an interview segment, but unfortunately I was let down last minute with this week, so it just didn't work out. Next week we should be having a chat with a UK haunter and owner of a Halloween YouTube channel. No names yet though, because we've not recorded the interview yet and I don't want to curse it, I know what my luck's like. But rest assured, we've got some great guests lined up for the rest of the season. As for the as yet unnamed audio horror segment, I'll be farming stories mostly from the old BBC Radio 4 Fear on 4 segments, but I'd really like to have some Hallowscream original short audio horrors too. We'll see if I can make that work, my little haunt fiends. Do let me know if that's something you'd be interested in hearing on the show. As I said last season, I want this to grow and expand, so knowing what sort of segments you do like or would be interested in hearing will really help us do that. I think that just about does it for this week's episode of Hallowscream, kiddies. So, be sure to tune in next week, my frightful listeners. And until next time, stay scary.